going live. Yes, we are going live.
Okay.
We are live. Hello, everyone.
Hi, guys. How's
Welcome to
everything?
Mystic Sisters.
Yes, full moon episode, moonshine mashup, Mystic Sisters weekly wrap up. Oh my gosh! Right? It's
Yes.
it's it's been a little bit. This is really funny. I'm getting some comments on my channel because we're simulcasting.
I see comments. Hello, AOC and Bernie, and
They are the same ones.
from Sandra.
They are the same ones, but I guess we'll be answering those or on this channel,
I
unless I
think
don't
we
know.
I think we're getting comments from both my channel and your channel. So
And
if you ask a question and it seems like we're totally ignoring you. Of course, we can't see all the questions. We don't answer all the questions anyway, but
yeah,
know that we're not ignoring you. That we're still figuring this out. So, but
yeah,
I'm pretty sure we can see from both sides, so that's good.
yeah. Oh my
Hello,
God.
Denise. Reverend Denise is on the line.
Oh,
Wow.
sweet.
Yes, Charlie was having a moment,
Yeah, he did have a little.
and he needed his mother. He needed. Are you fulfilled yet? Isn't he so pretty? He's pretty. No, not yet.
I
Okay.
don't know. It was like he doesn't usually like talk like that, but I don't know him as well. This one is just being a fucking femme fatale right now, and I can't even stand it.
Well, it is a full moon. Ona, you know how the animals are on the full moon, right? Yeah, Antoinette's granddaughter is on your channel, and I can see her comments. So we are all set, I think, with the comments.
Okay. Yeah, I'm glad we're back on Saturday too. It feels better. It's more comfortable on Saturday.
I kind of like I usually have a pretty busy week, and I do keep my Fridays sort of open for reschedules and gift certificates and things like that, and in cleaning the house.
Yeah.
Um,
Too. Yeah. Yeah.
But Saturday is feels more like a vacation. It feels like this feels more like a little bit of a hanging out with my gal pals and boy pals too. If there's any boys out there, I don't want to exclude you. Um, yeah, this feels extra homey to me. So
Tell me, there's Dr. Reverend Denise said it's a full moon for sure. Tell me what you're feeling about this full moon.
yeah,
Like,
Denise,
oh,
what's
I
up?
can tell. Like, I can tell this is a full moon.
Yeah.
Where does it hit you? For sure.
Yes, yesterday was National Pet Day. Yesterday was National Pet. Every day is National Pet Day at this home. When you have a pet, you just not. Who's in charge, right?
It's not even, I can't even. I'm going to get him on my lap because he's stomping his feet. And, I did a lot. Like, we went for a very long walk. The temperature was perfect. And he went slow, but he went far. And my kid was over and he was playful and he ate and and just active. And now he's being a total drama queen because he's not being paid attention to. So I'm gonna get him on my lap.
Can you
Okay.
believe that? Oh, can you believe that he's a drama queen, Charlie?
Oh my
I've
goodness.
never heard of such a thing. Have you?
Come
Can I
on,
put you
buddy.
down now?
And I gotta be really careful
Oh,
because
look, it's like yin and yang.
yeah, we've been here, right? And that's like the Libra full moon right there. Your scales, the balance of the scales.
My balance scale wanted to get down. Just the way he wanted to get up, he let me know he wanted to get down. All right. So now so we're gonna light the candle at the point of the full moon, which is actually going to happen during this, but not till let's see,
It'll be
full,
about after just about the end of the broadcast,
just
really.
about the end, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So we will be doing that. So um, you want to take a look at the full moon before
Yeah.
we?
Let's
Okay.
look at
So
that. And I know that
we're gonna do the moonshine part first, and then we'll get into the conversations and the like. Okay. So let me Let me attempt this. Oh, okay, here we go. Yes, I'm going to share a screen. Okay. Oh, not that
Ours
one.
says cat's been clingy. Kathleen is experienced download during meditation. I think Neptune in Aries is going to be responsible for a lot of downloading and living that for sure.
So can you see this, Ona?
Yes.
Okay, good. Good. Let me see now. I'm just looking at the chart, so let me see if I can see it the way you're seeing
Oh,
it. Here we
you
go.
know, it's that sun next to Chiron that's like just boop, kind of
Yeah, well,
a kicker
yeah.
there.
Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit. Well, first of all, we had the sun conjoin Chiron today. Earlier this morning. It joins up with Chiron at 23 um, of Aries, and it's conjunct the sun. The sun is already passed because the sun moves faster than Chiron. Chiron takes 52 years to go around the zodiac, and the sun takes a year.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the chart for the U.S. So this is where if we have a Scorpio rising with this chart. So some transformation. We have here's the moon in the house of secret enemies, the hidden place. The moon in a mundane chart indicates the people. So maybe some people feel like they're not being seen at this time.
Yeah.
Um, the sun and Chiron are in the sixth house. That's the house of military. It's the house of healthcare. It's the house of pets. So we had our pets tonight, right? Um, and then we also have to take note that Mars is square this full moon. See, right there, square.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's making nice aspects to Mercury and Venus. Make a nice trine to Mercury and Venus. So in a way, we're getting along. In a way, right? So that's interesting. Do you want to say anything?
I think the ruler of this full moon, Venus, is gonna go direct about like 45 minutes later. So I think a lot of this is not even gonna make sense until Venus gets her legs on and
Or gets her fins swimming in
gets,
the right direction, right? Because she's in Pisces.
and she's in Pisces. So
But
even more like, huh? Kind of
well,
thing.
the thing about Venus is Venus is exalted in Pisces. It's the most powerful position for Venus. So she's coming out of her retrograde cycle with power.
I'm gonna get this dog some
Oh,
kibble.
oh, okay, all right. I'll keep talking about
Yeah,
how powerful this is,
I
right?
can. Yeah, yeah. This is pretty intense.
So Venus has been retrograde. Now, Venus stays retrograde about 40 days. So she's been retrograde for 40 days. She started her retrograde in Aries. She conjoined the Sun in Aries, which started the Venus star point in Aries. And then she moved all the way back into Pisces, which she's exalted in. So that's actually kind of good, even though she was going backwards. Although Venus rules money, and so Venus in Pisces can be confusion about money. Nothing is definite, nothing is specific, right? It's very Pisces, especially moving retrograde. But now that she's going to be moving direct, and she actually moves through, she doesn't go into Aries until I think the last day, or let's see, when does Venus go into Aries?
In April.
Is it April? Oh, geez, I'm looking at the wrong month. No, it's actually the end of March, I think. Hold on. No, no, no. It is. Wait. Ah, oh. No, you know what does go into Aries? You're right. It doesn't go into Aries till the end of April. The last day of April, Venus goes into Aries. But we're in April. We are in April. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. You can
I
tell I do
know.
a lot of
I know.
astrology because I have no idea what day it is.
It just slipped right through. I know. April is going by very, very quickly.
Yes,
It
April
still
30th.
feels like March because it's weird outside.
It feels like March because it's snowing in Massachusetts today. Not here, thank God. It's just like really cold rain and wind and all the things that you expect in March, but we're hoping that it'll warm up in April, but not
Those
quite
things
yet.
are sucky. I don't like when it's like that.
The interesting thing about this full moon and the new moon that's happening on the 29th is that they're both Venus ruled. The new moon is in Taurus.
Okay. Yeah.
So Venus is very, and moving forward in the sign she's exalted in.
Yeah.
So I feel like April is a real feminine power month, and then she really gets her druthers about her because the first thing that happens in May is she conjoins Neptune in Aries, and
Okay.
Neptune is mass consciousness. So things are shifting, and we can feel the shift. We
Yeah.
can feel the change, right? Somebody in the comment section said that they watched Bernie and AOC, and it buoyed them.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
had 36,000 people today in LA, and they had Neil Young
Yeah.
and Joan Baez and Maggie. She wrote that song Alaska. Rogers. Is it Mac? Her last name is Rogers. I can't think of her first name. She's great. She's great. So
Did you hear that? Like, isn't that crazy? Charlie never does that. I wonder what's up.
he might want to go out,
Is
but
it just a full moon thing?
it's a full moon thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, definitely.
He does that. Oh my
Yeah. I've
gosh.
my animals always got active on the full moon, but it's you can't see the moon, so a lot of animals hunt it on the full moon. So I try not to let them out on the full moon for that reason.
Yeah.
Because he is an
Yeah.
old man, and we do have fox and coyote, and
Well, if you could see the moon, it lights up stuff that you can't see when the moon isn't full. Like it lights up the lake. It like creates a path. It's really cool, right? And if it's not full, you can't really see Charlie but his eyes in the dark, right? I mean, he's got all camouflage, but
he's pretty well
when
camouflage. I
yeah,
have sat on him many a time at night when I go in the living room and don't turn a light on.
hmm
Next thing I know, is there
yeah,
anything?
I saw pictures of the rally. I didn't get involved with any of the details, but I know that they're definitely it's not inflated. Like this is a movement that's gaining momentum, and I
This
like that.
is a movement that has always had momentum. But I mean, it started with Bernie in 2016. He should have gotten the nomination instead of Hillary. And
Yeah,
then he was ahead when
yeah,
they gave it to Biden. You remember that? Everybody's like, "Oh, well, we'll give our things to Biden." And then him and Liz Warren were the only two left. And then Liz Warren finally, and then Bernie did it first, I think, and then Liz Warren put the backed Biden. Biden was only supposed to be an interim
yeah.
president, and I think if he had been, we might have been. I think he did a great job when he was here, except in Gaza. But do you want me to any more on this? Do you want me to pull it down? So because I can't see comments with this up.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm looking at the comments. We're talking about people getting together on April 5th in Town Square for Mansionet's granddaughter. And there's another hands off. rally on the 19th of April. I'm going to get to one of these. I am not good with a lot of people.
Yeah,
And
crowds. I can't do crowds too
not
well.
a lot. And there's a lot of people at these. The Springfield, no, I can go downtown, but I thought we would have something closer that I could go to. And I think it was crappy that day. I'm going to get to one of them for sure.
Well, we had it in Boston. I can't remember how many they said, but there were a lot of people, and it was a typical it was a typical
Great.
spring day in Boston, pouring rain,
Yeah.
driving wind, freezing, and everybody was out there because that's just the way it is.
Yeah, and it was. There were a lot of like smaller suburban things going on, but I need to be in walking distance and I need to know the buildings, the alleyways, the stuff like that. So I did not. And it's at sundown, it's Passover tonight too.
Oh,
So
that's right. Yes, Passover happens on the full moon in Libra,
yes.
right? It's all
Yeah,
the Lamb of God and all that stuff, right? Well,
right.
Lamb of God is Aries, right? They would sacrifice the lamb,
Hmm.
right?
The opposite of.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the sun's in Aries, right? I mean, Aries is about rebirth, really.
Yeah.
It's the energy of rebirth, and of course we have Neptune in Aries. We're gonna we're gonna have Venus in Aries soon, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna have Saturn in Aries at the end of May or April. Saturn goes into Aries.
And the ruler of all the Aries stuff is making a square to this moon. So how does that affect basically with that square in Mars? Like the sun and moon, and here's like Mars in the middle, sort of.
Well, and Mars coming out of retrograde, right? And just coming off the United States Mercury. So people are angry
Yeah. Oh
and
yeah.
people are showing up, right?
Mhm.
People are showing what's important to them. And it's not making billionaires richer, and it's not kicking children off of healthcare or closing down the school systems. I don't all right.
Yeah.
Ugh,
I
I'm sorry.
know. I know. But I gotta say, I think I feel better because we did see some acquiescence of a stupid decision, some rescinding of what we saw could be catastrophic. I did notice that people were um, panic buying. Okay, there's a panic buying thing. There were no eggs again at the store. Just I know I go to Whole Foods because it's very walkable in whatever weather. I go to Aldi and stuff when I could walk further. No eggs, no eggs. And I know people are panic buying and then backing off on the tariffs, and now we're mad and stuff like that. So we see now Venus is going to go direct. Our resources, our money, and you're like, oh, okay, now it makes more sense, right? They've gotten,
Well, that all this tariff stuff, I think, is a way to pump and dump stocks for the
yeah,
rich
oh,
people,
yeah, yeah.
right? That's really
That
what it's
theory
about.
was out
He
there.
actually he
Yeah,
actually was in the Oval Office, which used to be a sacred place, right? Saying like, "How many millions did you make? How many millions did you make? I bet you made a lot." All his cronies. It's like they're gonna have to steam clean. Like after he left the first time, I'm like they're gonna wipe everything down with Clorox. I don't know what they're gonna have to do this
I
time.
got a sacred place for him, and it's a bag with a zipper. It'll be a sacred place. I'll sew it together right now. Yes, insider trading and manipulation. That was thrown out there like, huh, wait a minute. Like, think about this. Could this be like he's, lowering the prices and opening the gates so people can like buy? People are panic buying cars right at the time when you get like a tax return. Typically, you've got this little bit of
Right.
extra money if you're getting a return, and just sold us another pile of crap. It's getting intense. I'm glad I don't have anything in stocks.
Antoinette's granddaughter bought herself a penguin mask to wear for the she was representing what's that little island who only has penguins? Because they put
Oh,
a like
uh,
a 15% tariff or
see, and that's just it. Those things that were so bizarre that you're like, huh, okay, so who's benefiting from this? Yeah, yeah, exactly. So, yeah.
oh, Jamie says Bernie and AOC are going to be in Utah this week. Great. Great.
I don't know what their schedule is. I haven't been following any of the news on like Facebook or anything that promotes a lot of this stuff. I don't click on the weird links that I don't know. I don't do any of that.
Yeah.
So I don't even know if they're coming here.
To Chicago? I don't know. I'm sure they're going. Yeah, I think what they're trying to do is they're going to places that just to kind of see. Like they went to Wisconsin, they went to Vegas, they went to California. They went to. I don't know if they went to Oregon. I'm not sure they went to Oregon, but
Are
you
they
know,
looking for a certain demographic of
I
voters?
think they're well. They were going to red districts.
Yeah.
They were purposely going because they want those people to hear what's going on. I mean, we know what's going on, but
Yeah.
there's a whole portion of America that doesn't. I mean, I think maybe they're getting it now, but it's hard to know because they don't get the same information as we do.
Yeah.
Although I heard the people on top.
I'm going to
Well,
put this, sorry to interrupt. I'm going to put the dog on the couch because he's giving me that stare like he's tired.
well, you would know the stare.
But he
So,
doesn't jump up on the couch by himself anymore.
well, he has
He
a
doesn't
vacuum
put
to help him get
the
up
men
there.
to the couch. He doesn't do that either because he's just being a brat. Come
I
here.
know a lot of people on the feed have animals. I'm curious to know if anybody is in charge of their own life, or is
Right?
it their animals and
Just
insider trading, stock manipulation.
oh
full
yes.
moon, this full moon whacks Marjorie Taylor Greene's chart.
Oh, she got a sudden boost in her wallet, right? She had to buy a new purse, right?
Something, yeah, one of those Berkma, probably,
Hmm.
whatever those terrible, those like $1,000
Yeah.
purses.
So remember, we have to try to appreciate that they do this stuff. We sort of allow this stuff to happen because we have to let something happen. We can't just try and impeach or try and get him out of there without him trying. You need a bus. You need a bus. If you're going to throw him under a bus, you need a bus.
I say we throw them under the Amtrak because that would be like poetic justice for Joe.
Yeah.
What? Excuse me. I'm gonna let the cat out and see if
Yeah.
that helps.
Sendall says you have a Velcro dog, can't move without following me. I know. Giblet screams when I have the bathroom door closed.
Go ahead.
What do the cards say about what, Steve? What should we ask them?
I'm sorry. Oh, you know what I didn't do yet?
Was
I
ask.
didn't pull a Mystic Sister card. How can we have Mystic Sisters? I know this is my own thing, right? It's like one of my little. Sometimes I feel like a savant. They have that one little thing they always have to do, otherwise they can't rest. What is
Yeah,
that? Is that OCD? What is that?
that would be an OCD thing.
Oh, yeah. Good. Well, I wish I was OCD when it came to cleaning my house, because that is not where the OCD kicks in, unfortunately for me.
I did some cleaning today. I did my usual Saturday cleaning, and I ended up with like just cooking stuff that I had in my freezer because I didn't know I was entertaining.
Yeah. The kids
And I
screaming.
felt bad
Like,
because it's
oh,
like
okay.
Passover, and I'm like, this is like the crappiest Seder ever, but I've got, pot stickers in the freezer if you want it.
That's right.
They're
That's right.
like, yeah, whatever. So it
They
was.
don't care.
I'm
They're
asking a question for Steve said, what's happening next week is the question. What do the cards say about what's happening next week? Okay.
next
We'll
week.
just
Well, you
wait
know
for
what? While you're shuffling for that,
Okay.
let me. I'm gonna pick a Mystic Sister card, and then I'm gonna look at the astrology, because that's another way to know, right? Okay. Okay, what do we got? What do we got? What do we got?
Just
Oh no.
a card.
No.
What?
We got the Snow Queen.
Oh, yeah, it's going to
I
snow.
don't want snow.
It's
No,
gonna. It's
that's
gonna.
fine. The Snow Queen is fine. Let
Because
me
it's going
see
to be
what it says
70
though.
tomorrow. That's why.
Huh? I'm afraid I was going to put it on the altar. I'm afraid to put it on the altar. I might wake up to a snowstorm tomorrow. And if I do, it's not my fault, goddess. Don't blame me.
Yeah, tell me. I do have to put a card up on the altar before, but I'm using the Oracle card that Giblets picked last week.
Which one was that?
Hawk.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I saw something big
Don't
this.
ignore those weird little signs that you're like, oh, don't bother me right now. What I was calling junk mail, I don't think I should be ignoring. Like I've been saying, oh, the junk mail that spirit gives, I want a clear message. I think I was talking about like every message has a meaning. Don't
Yes.
discard that.
Yes, dear.
So
Very good. It's just like junk DNA. It's not really junk DNA. It's there for a reason.
I know, but it's like
We have to, it will form into another strand, I'm sure. But that's for another day. So let me read. I'll put it up. So this is the Snow
yeah.
Queen. It says persevering and enduring. The Snow Queen is wise in her knowledge that although a long darkness has come, in all life may presently feel frozen and seemingly unchangeable, it will all pass. The light will return. She is the goddess of winter solstice. She brings the gift of hope and guides our way back towards the light. She reassures you that what you perceive as static and fixed will melt away. Regain your confidence in your personal power of perception. It requires finding a new mindset by making a conscious commitment to changing your attitude from claustrophobic or catastrophic, in our case, state to one of a cozy serenity.
I'll take it.
I'll take it. I'll put her on. I'm putting
I'll
her
take
up.
it.
I'm putting her up.
Okay.
She's on.
She's got the right color profile and everything.
There you go.
Carrie also asked about would we read on F45's health. Yeah, I'll do a health read on that bastard. For next week, I got 4 cards, just kind of like an idea of the week. This is before Giblets decides to do something else next week. I got the 10 of air, so it's like anticipatory anxiety. What's going to happen now?
Yeah.
What's going to happen now? You're waiting for that 4, 3, 2, boom, and you're going to find it like that kind of thing, right? And then we get the Queen of Pentacles. I don't know what she is, but she's been showing up a lot and stuff. So she's kind of there to say,
You know who I think the Queen of Pentacles could be? It could be Letitia James too.
yes, okay, you've got good hits on these Queen of Pentacles.
Although I think she's a Libra, but she comes across to me as a Taurus.
It's
She
also
has
tax week.
Taurus energy, huh?
It's also tax week. So you might be anxious about this whole tax situation. Am I even going to get a freaking check? Here's a 10 of Pentacles. You're like, girl, I would like to get a check if I'm going to get a refund. Then we get the 9 of Pentacles, which is satiated. Like you're happy with it. You know, you go from 10 to 9, so it's not like the best thing. And then the Ace of Water. So emotional, rainy.
So
That
go ahead. I'm sorry.
would be next week. And then we'll do 45 South.
Okay. So astrologically next week, uh, Mercury goes into Aries. So Mercury goes over the Aries point. Anytime any planet goes over the Aries point, usually you see something happen in the outer world. Now, Mercury is a fast moving planet. And so you might say, oh, well, it's just Mercury. Mercury does that every year. But this will be the third time Mercury's gone over because of the retrograde.
Yeah.
So that's big. And then on the 18th, on Friday, Mars goes into Leo.
Okay.
That's the sign that's been in Cancer since January 6th. Can't make this stuff up, right? And now it's finally, how many months later, finding its way back into Leo. And it's stronger in Leo.
And
Because
it'll be directly opposite Pluto when it's going to go back into Leo.
yes, and that's the real bugaboo. That's
Yeah.
happening. Let's see, that's happening. Oh, and then I'm sorry, and then Saturday the sun goes into Taurus. That's going to be another, what do you call it? And on that day we also have Mars trine Neptune. Mars trine Neptune is a wave of um, it's it's a wave, but I think it's the people. It's a wave of people. I think that these uh, protests are going to get bigger.
Yeah.
There's a bigger wave. It's mass consciousness.
We the weather's getting more, I mean, when it's warm out there's a bigger show. And it's getting nicer out. So there's going to be more of a turnout. Each one is going to, but I guarantee if it was like a thunderstorm kind of thing, there wouldn't be as many people. But as we get into the season where it's nice enough outside, there's going to be more and more people there. That's kind of what I'm waiting for.
Well, the other thing is that, so that's next week, right? The next week, at the end of the week on the 26th, we have Pluto opposite Mars. That is dicey. That is a dicey thing. And it'll be the third time that happened. The first time it happened was 2 days before the election. The second time it happened, I think, was the 1st or 2nd of January. And now this will be the last time it makes an opposition. And it's in Leo and Aquarius. So it's a powerful time. It's beyond our comprehension, really. I mean, we can look at the cards and see what we think, and we can look at the stars and see what we think, but I wouldn't limit it to what we see, because I think it's going to be a whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so cards.
I'm going to look at 45's health. I'm going to do a chakra thing.
Oh, okay.
Just chakra. To see, like, what's
I like that. Yeah.
I get to the core, one card per. I always do 2 for the throat, because you've got like internal dialogue and external dialogue, and I do 2 for the solar plexus, because the same, like your gut is telling you one thing, but the action might be,
do you think you need to do that for him though? Because he pretty much, whatever's in his head, I think comes out of his mouth.
Because he's so simple.
He's so simple. He's like the dot on the top of an I, like simple.
So they're kind of displaced a little bit, maybe.
Well, you do what you do.
I've always gotten that sense of he has bladder control problems, and he smelled like that. I don't know if it's why I've always brought those two together, but that was the thing that kind of stuck. So that's what he smells like. Old man's pants.
Old man pants.
And that's why I don't like to get in there that. Like I don't want to, you know,
Okay.
girl, stop. What? Okay, wait. Okay, wait.
No, go ahead. I'll let you go.
Oh, okay, this one's whipped out. So the root chakra, I get the Four of Swords. That one flipped out.
Okay.
That was on top of the sacral, which is the Five of Cups. So both of them are the root chakra. He's probably constipated. A gas, that's air. So he's got like painful gas there. We're
He
talking
might
about
be
health.
on Ozempic, right? He might be on Ozempic.
Oh, maybe.
Don't you poop your pants on Ozempic?
I do know that is one of the side effects if you're not close enough in time.
Well,
Which
luckily he wears
pretty
diapers.
severe or moderate to severe, I would think, right?
Yeah.
You like if you can't get there. Sacral is the Four of Cups, so that's the the genital area where I'd say maybe he's a little disappointed in what he has to offer.
Okay. I'm
Solar
sorry. I
plexus.
had a moment.
So, like, what his internal, and you're right, the internal is death, okay, and the solar plexus is Knight of Pentacles. So
Money, 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 money.
that could be like the only thing that he can appreciate as a gut response to, or that solar plexus would be a money response. Otherwise, he's dead inside.
Yeah.
Totally.
Well, that's where his in the system I use. That's where his soul lies. He has a 16. He has a tower soul, and that's in the solar plexus.
Sure. Heart is justice.
Ooh.
So this is the Libra card. This is the full moon card. If I were going to pull a full moon card and stick it on the altar, this would be it.
Right.
So that always covers a couple different things, like your eyes, the any organs that come in pairs. Kidneys is the justice if you think of anything that comes in pairs. So there might be, I don't know. What do you think? He's got some kind of cardiopathy?
Well, the justice card is also cosmic justice. So in his heart, I mean,
Okay.
if he's doing bad things, maybe something bad will happen.
Is something there inside there that says, oh shit, right? Right
Well,
there.
if he must love something besides himself, he has to love at least one other thing besides himself.
His internal dialogue is just judgment, right? Judgy, somebody who's controlling maybe. The judgment card to me in the back of the throat is he doesn't like the way anything is being done. The way he expresses it is the Seven of Swords.
Yeah.
That's how he's expressing himself right now. Trying to get away with trying to divert. Third eye, the Emperor.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am the king.
Fair enough. So he's thinking in that terms. If I were going to say in a health spread, that would be an Aries ruled thing, something vascular in that area. And we know the frontal lobe is just damaged, right?
Yeah.
And then crown chakra, 8 of Pentacles. So he's losing money somewhere somehow. He knows he knows like the money bag has a hole in it. And that's where your sort of primary, where your input is coming from.
So I pulled cards on Vlad.
Okay.
All
Yeah.
right, because somebody asked that question. Would he see the downfall of uh, of 45,
Who's gonna go
47?
first?
Hmm?
Who's gonna go first?
Pretty much is, I think, what the question was. They didn't ask it that way, but that's how I'm taking it. So we start with the nine of wands. So I think this is President Felon 47. He
Yeah.
knows that he has to. He's afraid. He's afraid. He's being suspicious. Now this could also be. I honestly, I think their fates are intertwined. So I think we could probably apply this reading to both of them. So this is, keeping your boundaries crossed by chaos.
Oh, there's a
Okay.
little fight in the hen house there. Yep.
Underneath, we have the Three of Pentacles. So this is, or is it the Six? I'm sorry. Yeah, the Three of Pentacles. So this was a financial, like, coming together for them. Like this was a plan, I think. In the past, getting out of troubled waters, the Six of Swords. So this could be, or this could also be us getting out of Ukraine. I don't want to go there. In the sky, getting your wish. So they
Oh.
both have gotten their wish, right?
Mhm.
That's how it looks, right? Okay. In the immediate future, we have the devil. They are chained together to the devil, right? I
Agreed.
don't know which one is Vlad and which one is anyway, Trump. How it's seen from the outside, this is things moving quickly. The domestic situation, betrayal. So they either are getting betrayed, probably by somebody close to them. Hopes and fears, Seven of Cups, illusion, delusion. They're both deluded. And the end, I get the Page of Swords, which is the whistleblower, a young person with a very big sword, and then the Tower.
Hey, how old is Vladimir? Are they in the same sort of? Are they with even?
Vladimir was born in 52, so he's 72.
Okay, so he's younger.
He's a bit younger, yeah.
So the Page of Swords at the end for the question, I'd say, yeah, he'd probably. I mean, one is gonna live another.
I don't know. I think they're going to both go together, honestly.
Right, that
For
would be.
different reasons, though. For different reasons.
Ooh.
It's a betrayal one way or the other, but I think maybe Vlad's will be a little bloodier.
Yeah, yeah. Hmm.
Yikes! That was fun.
Wow.
Not okay. Smudge the shit out of it. Yeah, no kidding, huh?
Yeah. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. It is. But this is funny, just like from just the perspective of how this full moon is impacting you, in that I noticed that there's if I were gonna sit down and scribble a word for this moon, there is a quality of peace in it, and it
Yeah.
could be just Venus's sort of in her toggle right now, but even the comments, people aren't as inflamed and angry, and it's like we've taken a break from that, and that's
Because
what
we
this full
actually
moon
did
is.
something. We actually did something, and we watched people
Yeah,
do something.
and this
We,
full moon is about that. It's like pulling in that peace thing.
yeah, Libra is all about relationship and
Hmm.
how to listen to each other. It's the psychology of listening. And
Yeah,
we're finally feeling like we're being listened to, I
yeah,
think. I think that's it. I mean, it went a long way to have Bernie and AOC. It went a long way
yeah,
for Cory. I always call him Cory Bush, Cory Booker,
yeah.
right?
The tariffs got pulled. The pause on that, was that was a good thing. That was helpful.
Yeah, but that's what he does all the time. He threatens and then he pulls back. He threatens and
Right.
he pulls back. After a while, that doesn't work. What is he going to do?
Peg wants to know what deck this is. This is, I do have, and I'm going to start doing that because I went on a little tiny bender and got a couple new decks. This is the guided hand tarot. And actually, how I found it was I Googled collage tarot, just those two words, because I like that style, and I found them through there. This is a cool deck. I use directionality a lot too. I like to see where the card is pointing to, what's behind them, that sort of thing. And the Rider-Waite still kind of leans into that male female gender role kind of thing, and the newer decks are more fluid with that. I have one deck that has lovers as two women kissing, two men kissing, and then a male and a female kissing. So that's like three lovers cards for one deck, and I kept all of them in there.
Yeah, I had a deck like that. They had lovers, which it was still you couldn't tell like the way it was whether they were men or women. It was sort of androgynous, but there was another one with two women.
Yeah.
So,
and I can't just keep them all there because it's just a way of sort of modernizing the narrative around the tarot, which is really gender heavy.
yeah.
And the people that are really interested in wanting to learn the tarot now are not.
Right.
They're not. So it's better to have the modern decks do what they need to do with beefing up the tarot with more modern language for sure.
Okay. Yes, Michael.
That was the Charlie.
Sorry, no, Duke. He's got. Yeah, you could. Yeah, I'll show everybody Duke. It is National Pet Week anyway. Notice how I made it a whole week.
Giblets is laying it on the couch on the love seat, his portion over there, he will be fine for the rest of the night, like I was hoping. But my God.
So I just noticed that the full moon is 8:22.
Yes.
But that's 8:22 West Eastern time. So if we want to do the candle,
I'll light it a little early.
Well, no, we could do it. I'm okay. I could go a little late. We'll do an hour. Yeah. Hopefully that's okay with people. Well, come in, come out, whatever you want to do.
If you don't want to stay for the whole thing and just do like the lighting thing, I honestly did the whole Reiki thing. I put, and I should probably do like a separate video. Or at least show you what I've got going on up there, because I always do an edible portion too.
He got a haircut. Whoops!
Stop it.
Can you see him?
Oh my God, he's such a big dog.
Now he looks like a hairless sausage. I'm rubbing his bum. He's loving it.
The haircut makes his butt look a little bigger.
Yeah, I know. You can't blame it on the hairdo.
He was mistaken for a football player.
Oh my God.
All right, Dookie. Good to see you, big boy. Oh,
I love it.
He wants to stay. He could stay if he wants.
I love it because I feel bad that Giblets is kind of a brat with his, howling at me. But I know this dog does not miss a treat, and he gets bribed.
Oh, there he is. He sat down. He's at my feet. He's decided to stay. Probably because I rubbed his butt.
Charlie was all amiss about. How do they get along?
I don't know. Charlie's was outside now. I let him out, so hopefully he'll. Charlie doesn't come because we let Duke come in the house sometimes and hang with us.
Yeah.
And Charlie just stays upstairs. He knows Charlie grew up with two giant German shepherds, so He's like, I've been there, done that, you
And
know.
he's got a big bird.
Right. Yeah. Who's the real boss of the house?
Yeah.
Good boy. Oh, what such a nice boy he is. He's so soft. All right. That's not me panting, by the way, if you hear it.
I know.
All
Right?
right. Let's see. Um,
Innocent Potato wants to know if Duke is a birthday present for Michael.
no, Duke is our neighbor's dog. That Michael goes and our neighbor is a long distance truck driver, so my husband will go pick him up from my neighbor's father's house and bring him home. So when he comes home, the dog is home for him. So he gets to greet his dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to get another
Sometimes
dog.
it's hard to. He could probably bring the dog with him for some runs.
I wonder about that, but I don't. He has like a co. He has it's like two drivers because they drive to California and back. I can't remember how many. I think like 6,000 miles a week. This guy puts, so it's long distance. So he doesn't bring he
Forget it.
doesn't bring Duke with him.
Yeah. You can't always find places that'll keep dogs if you have to stay somewhere overnight.
Right, right. Well, usually those trucks have like one guy sleeps and the other guy drives, and then it's vice versa.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
We had the guys that I remember when working at the garden center, there was a delivery and he got out of his truck and went around the back of the greenhouse, and I was going around the front of the greenhouse, and I opened the door and there were two dogs there. There was a bulldog and another dog, and I laughed my ass off. And I'm like, where's the freaking driver? I had to go back in my community. It was like 4 years ago. And then he finally came, all the way around, and we emptied the truck and got the crates out. But it was hysterical. And these were dogs that went on trips with him, but
right,
they were the growers in Michigan. So these are like probably day trips, right?
right.
He went in the store and got the roasted chicken for them. Oh, that was hysterical.
Oh, that's so funny. And you're like, hey, how did these dogs learn how to drive a truck?
Patty wants to know what are some full moon rituals to do tonight. I think a lot of what I've been doing today is sort of like cleaning. I've been cleaning a lot, but even like the altar space, and before my kid came over with laundry and stuff like that, just trying to make the space not have any negativity,
Right, right.
especially when you're kind of preparing the altar for it. I also use a candle that I know is safe, that I could watch if I'm going to go to bed. If it's like late or something, then I will put it in the sink.
Yeah.
I will put it in my bathtub if I have to. But I don't leave it lit over there. So I choose to use a smaller candle, and I carve in the wax with a lead pencil, Reiki symbols, intentions, names, stuff like that, and then light it.
Yeah. I have actually. I'll pull this over here so people can see. Now I don't know. Oh, okay. So I have this lovely thank you. Was it Judy who sent this to me?
Yes.
Thank you, Judy. It's so beautiful. I used it as an altar cloth, but I have a big hunk. Oh God, it's heavy.
Yeah.
Of
Wow.
this is rose quartz.
Yeah.
So as far as a stone for heart and for Libra, I think rose quartz is a great stone.
Yeah. Venus.
Yeah, and I also have something a little bit. This is dioptase,
Okay.
and it's a heart chakra stone too. So, and it's for I think it's for forgiveness actually,
Yeah.
and I think that's probably a good way to be right now.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
give people some love. Give yourself some
I had locked into peacock ore for this full moon like a few days ago. Also, the scent of cedar, but I think it has a different meaning now that there might be a little lice incident going on, which is a remedy. So the peacock ore is like a copper ore and quartz fused together. So it's two things like the scales.
right. And peacocks are symbolic of the goddess of justice in the Egyptian pantheon, right? Ma'at,
Yeah.
M-A-A-T, Ma'at is the goddess of justice. She holds the scales. She weighs your heart against the feather. And
Yeah.
if your heart is as light as a feather, then you get to go to the next level. But if you have a heavy
Copper
heart,
is a
you
Venus.
have to go back down.
Yeah.
What
And
is it?
copper is a Venus.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the Venus element for Venus.
So, and I don't have a big piece, but I have small enough pieces to be able to carry them around, and I do feel a sense of peace. I don't know what the actual meaning. I probably could dig it up, but it's about that sort of courage thing, like a peacock. So, what would that symbolize? Sort of, the um, being able to, I don't know.
Well, the peacock feather it looks like an eye, right? When the
Yeah.
peacock goes, it's like 1,000 eyes, right? So it's also symbolic of the third eye, the all-seeing eye. There's eyes everywhere.
That's how that's how the art ended up, because they do represent the colors of Libra in some of these some of these colors. And I did do a piece that I'm going to go stick up on the altar there for the full moon tonight. So if you could see Venus is there. That's the glyph for Venus, and she's kind of holding the scales. And the full moon, the colors of the full moon, the colors of with silver for that, and then as much Libra stuff as I can sort of do.
Muster.
But it is pretty much the colors of the peacock ore when you think about it. And I'll put it up on the altar there, and I'll light the candle. But I like this full moon. Is that a world point 0 Libra?
Yeah, all the cardinal points are world points.
So the full moon, the Libra full moon, even though it's at 23 degrees and change, is still a world point full moon.
Well, it's activating the activation. It's interesting because the activation is all cardinal, right? It's Libra, it's Aries, it's Mars, and then
Mars.
opposite Mars is the United States Pluto. So it's to the chart of the United States. We actually have a grand cross. In when you have a grand cross in cardinal signs, it's generally that's a tail that you're seeing wagging because I'm rubbing his butt again. Um, um, it's a spiritual initiation. We're see, one of the things that we get caught up on the details. What about the tariffs? What about this? What about Social Security? What about this? It's almost like it. I'm not saying don't pay attention to it, because if you want to use your voice to let them know that you don't like what they're doing.
Yeah.
But you have to let go of it all on some level. You have to kind of let go and do your best to get your point across, and then leave it be,
Yeah.
because there's only so much you can do, and we don't really know what's on the other side of this. I have a feeling that first of all, the old rules don't apply anymore. So the way it used to be, like, oh, and then we're just going to go back to the way it was. No, there is no way it was. Although it's a song, the way we were, it's just a song now. It's not anything. And we're in a whole new world, really. And when technology really kicks in, as if it hasn't already,
Yeah.
then we're off. We're
Yeah. I did have a song worm in my head this morning from when I got up at a bunch of different times. It just was kind of constantly repeating itself. was Dire Straits, check money for nothing.
And the
Okay.
money ain't for nothing,
And your
and the
chicks for
chicks are
free.
free.
Yeah. Mark Knopfler, I'm like, I don't know what this means, but okay. So stop it. Like, that's how much it was like pounding in my head. And I'm like, okay, I'll write it down, but stop it because I can't play that song all day. So I don't know, but I've been trying to do at least a little moon meditation, tuning into the Venus frequencies, trying to get into this, a little more because I feel like this is the closing end of the new moon in Libra, which was in October. This is sort of like wrapping that up.
Right. Right. Yeah, it does connect in that way. You know what else we might see with this full moon is it's very active in Netanyahu and Israel's chart. So we might and there's really terrible things happening there. Terrible. Absolutely awful.
Yeah. 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 Steph remembers that song. I love that song. I want my MTV. Yeah. I don't know if it was just like the intro, the guitar is something I need to focus on. Saturday music is usually guitar. I'm big on Santana on Saturday while I'm cleaning and trying to cook and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, Sharon says they're gutting the government, but look at the comments. Look at the people are less afraid.
Yeah.
That we saw a manifestation, a little bit of power, of our power, and there's a little bit of relaxing with, and I hope this is related to the full moon of the panic, right?
The other thing that is happening, I don't know because I know you're not really tuned in, but is I know Adam Schiff and Jamie Raskin got together and did I forget what they call it. It's like a shadow when they talk to people, and they were talking to all these lawyers that left the DOJ because they wouldn't do illegal things.
Yeah,
And so it wasn't an official like thing, but
right.
they came together, and so you got to hear their stories, which you wouldn't, because if the Republicans don't want to do it, it's
Yeah,
not official. But the Democrats are doing it anyway, so you can pay attention to that stuff. They're telling us stuff. They're giving us information. Adam Schiff is almost on every day saying something. So
yeah.
there is communication now, um, and we're not just sitting around waiting for do something. They're
Mary
actually
says
doing it.
shadow hearings. Yeah, I
Shadow hearing.
and
Thank
we
you.
can't, and they're and they have to be screwing up for us to catch them screwing up. But this, like the latest thing with the tariffs and the manipulating the market and stuff, I'm like, good for you. Good. That's good. Nice. Nice. Yep. That's what, that's what we need something to like catch you doing.
You
And
know what else I think this is going to do when we finally like do get it together, which I think we will. So by the way, is that a lot of people's 401ks and stuff like that are invested in the stock market. I don't think that's a good place to invest. I think we should be investing in our community and having public banking and
yeah.
have the banks, the money that the people put in the banks go to public, public projects and
But you know
um,
what, though? You don't always have control over what you're investing in your 401k. You just sort of leave it to the company you're working for, and they have their finance guys doing that, you
right.
know, for you. So you don't even have an option. I don't know if, I had any
Well, that's
option.
what I'm saying, that this is going to show that investing in that way may
Yeah.
not be the best place to put your money.
Jamie says credit unions, and Teresa says community gardens. Yes, I want to get a community garden, and my understanding is I always have a roadblock Rats and raccoons.
Rats and raccoons. Yeah.
I get it. I get it. Like you can't be feeding the raccoons. But if it's done right, I think it would be done. It would be okay.
Yeah, credit unions are, and I was actually listening to Susan Lin. She was talking about what happens if the banks fail and all this other stuff. And she was saying how you can check how the health of your bank. Just ask, uh, uh, you just have to Google their financial health, and they'll get ratings A, B, B, C, right? And it'll tell you. But you're better off keeping your money out of the big banks because
Mhm.
they did change something in the law that they can prevent, like if it's a too big to fail bank, and they don't have to give you your money, because the first place the money goes to is the bank, to keep it from failing, which no, thank you very much. So
Yeah.
we keep our money in a credit union and a local bank, and
Yeah.
that's safer. And those guys, the credit unions and local banks, have um, more rules to go by that the big banks don't have to do.
Yeah.
So they're actually safer because there's more regulation on the small banks. So that's my 2 cents about that. And I know nothing about nothing when it comes to that stuff, but I do listen to Liz Warren, my senator.
Yeah. Yeah. People are. There are a lot of people that are feel safe with credit unions. It looks like,
Yeah, I
and
know. I have most of my family are um, Ozempic occurred to me. Yeah, most of my family is in teaching, so I think they have their teachers credit union that they put their
yeah.
money in.
Yeah. We've got a ton of them here. Although
Musty noodle.
the small community hospital I worked for did not have a credit union, and they had just whatever they took out of your check and invested in it, and they were supposed to match it and never matched it.
Um, this is interesting. Susan says there were 5.2 million marching on the 5th.
Yeah, at least I'm sure
No,
that
thank you.
wasn't reported because it's not scaring people, it's empowering people, and the only thing that we get reports on, coverage on, are things that are going to scare you.
Oh, no, here's interesting. This is from Denise. Yeah. She says
Yeah.
47 has many hidden health issues, so he won't release any significant medical information, including how his ear miraculously grew back. But that's
Yeah.
another story for another day. Yeah,
Yeah.
she feels cardiac, cholesterol, and kidney issues. He loves
Yeah.
cheeseburgers. I love cheeseburgers.
He's got a vessel
Yes.
signature, Denise. Yeah. So all those are vessel type diseases. And yeah, even like the dementia thing can be a vessel disease, right? Alzheimer's is a buildup of, but there's vessel disease that can cause dementia also.
So Suzanne asks, does anybody have a place to look up the marches on the 19th? She can't find anything. So if anybody knows, I personally don't know, but
Yeah.
maybe Indivisible. Maybe Indivisible will have that information. That would be my guess.
Yeah. That one wasn't as big as that was like the initial one, and then it's April. We'll see. Like I say, if it gets warmer, there will be a bigger turnout, and even the local news is kind of sketchy on covering it, and even more local in terms of like just the neighborhood Facebook page, they won't post anything like that because
Really?
no, they won't. There's synagogues here. There's it's just they really want to keep it just the core neighborhood kind of things without a lot of that because it can get inflated. The arguments.
Oh, here's an interesting tidbit from Paula. Is
Oh, really?
he still alive? I thought he was pickled or hanging upside down in some closet somewhere.
He complained about 45's choices. You know what? Because he's not a part of
He's not one of them.
he's not one of them. He's not one of them. So that's the problem. I think everybody is starting to see exactly what we said was going to happen. It's going to fall apart. It's not built on a strong, survivable, sustainable structure. When most of these people are not equipped, they're not prepared to take on these roles. They're not educated. They're not leaders. That we knew this was going to be. It was going to turn into a disaster, and it's happening. It's happening. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of dancing lately. Alexandra says, Venus and Pisces, I love to dance.
Yes.
I've been doing some kitchen dancing. I got the 9 of Pentacles and the 6 of Cups. That slipped out for just this little full moon thing. Doesn't really have any Libra stuff going on. It's an air sign, but you know what? I like the idea of she looks cozy and they look like they're having fun. And I think it's something that we don't do enough of.
Okay. Do you want to go back upstairs? Huh? You want to go home? I'm just going to let Michael know that Duke wants to go home. Okay. Just talk amongst yourselves while I try to figure out my phone again.
Dinner time or something. It's like, okay, it's time to go home. I also see we have somebody who's lost a pet here, and I don't know who it was. Oh. Sandra is okay. Karen.
I think Duke wants to come up or go home or something.
So Karen lost it. Karen lost her dog. I'm gonna pull a card. I don't know what kind of dog this is. Yeah. I had a lot of cannoli vibes going on today, and I'm like, damn, I miss that dog.
Yeah, me too, with Boo and Gretchen. We were talking about them today.
Honestly, I miss my other dogs a lot, but Noli, she had such a big role. She didn't even know what kind of job she had until, you know what I mean? Like she served such a huge purpose. My kid learned how to cut a dog's nails and groom. Like she was the best dog. So I know. Your heart dog. And it's yucky around a full moon too.
Somebody called you a hairless sausage.
Me?
No. Duke.
Oh, that's okay.
That's okay. He likes sausages. He likes himself. Dookie. Yeah.
I got the crow tarot. I just saw that.
Oh, it's okay. It's Mikey, honey.
Tonka was a lab. He was a black lab, Karen.
Thank you for protecting me. What a good boy. Oh, look, he's coming near me now.
Reverend Denise says the dog's nickname is Cannoli. I love it.
Sorry.
Cannolis. So I
That
had
was too
is
far
that
for me.
if he was a black lab because I pulled the Crow Tarot was the one that had the best vibe to it. Yeah.
So are you doing a reading? I'm sorry, I was too
Just
busy getting
want,
distracted by the dog.
I just want I want to pull like a message card. He's worried that you're worried.
Who, Duke?
No,
Oh,
Alexandra's
oh, sorry.
dog.
Oh, okay. We're pulling card on dog. Okay.
I gotta say though, he looks like he's in a place where snacks are abundant. Okay,
Is that the
and
wish card? He's wishing for
it's
snacks.
the Nine of Cups.
Yeah.
He's in a place where the snacks are abundant and not hidden from him, which is, I think, what you were doing, if I'm
Okay.
correct. He was a white lab and had to put him down this morning. He's in a place where the snacks are all about him.
I want to I want to share my experience when we had to put Boo down. We had the vet come to the house, and Michael and I were sitting under the apple tree where we actually buried Boo, because we had buried Gretchen there and we buried Boo there. And I put my third eye on his third eye when he was having the shot. And what I experienced was his energy was like a point,
Yeah,
and it just got smaller and smaller and smaller, and then it like drew away from me. And then the next thing I saw was him leaping into the backyard and playing with Gretchen. Like he's like he went and he was and
what a relief.
he couldn't use his back legs at the end like most
Yeah,
shepherds,
yeah.
right? So it was heartbreaking for me and Michael, but he was free. He
Yeah.
was free, and they come back around. So it you miss them, but I still hear them. I still experience them. I still, you go, what's that? Like where they would normally sit, and you see like something there, and then you look and you're not there.
Look at Karen. Yes, that's a phantom energy, and it's very real.
Very real.
It's very real. Karen said, never enough snacks for my Tonka. He was very spoiled these last few days. Anything he wanted. Well, he is telling you that he truly appreciates you finally gave up on and gave up all these snacks for him. So he says, thank you for that, for sure.
Yeah.
It's hard, yeah. I've had like the tragic sort of try and keep your dog alive for as long as possible kind of event, and then the rest of them were no, I'm never going to do that again.
I think that for the most part,
They tell you.
animals need to enjoy their lives.
Yeah, they tell you.
Sometimes the little ones though, like some of them are actually companion dogs, and as long as they're with you, they're happy.
Yeah,
But if you have a dog that likes to run and jump over stuff and chase stuff, and when they can't do that anymore, it doesn't seem fair to me. You know.
I agree. I agree. Like I know that when they think their job is over, they're not going to participate anymore. Like this, the job is done. I've finished my service here, right?
Right. And I've only actually had working dogs. I've only had two dogs, my shepherds. Oh, what do you got there, girlfriend?
This is for Reverend Denise, who said, "Can you pull a card on my cookie?" And I was drawn to the tattoo deck because it's got like a little tough sort of feeling to it, and I got the Judgment card. So this dog is like always like judging you. Do you see like the dog looks at you like the dog is judging you?
I know Cookie. Cookie is a sweetheart.
Is
I
she
know,
the dog?
I know Cookie. But it could be like,
Oh my goodness.
is that a snack you're eating, Mama? I'm judging you for not sharing it with me.
You know what they do? If you think about that word when they look at you like that, you'll never forget. Like, oh, that's that look of being judged.
Look, let me tell you,
You
we
said
had dogs, and they were, they sit there and they watch you, and you're like, no begging, and they're good. We have a bird. As soon as we sit down to eat dinner, he starts screaming, and he sounds like a freaking pterodactyl. He doesn't go tweet tweet. He's like,
you know what? That's something that I I would have a hard time with because that's intense.
so it's
Not so it's the repeating the same thing over and over. That's intense. I'm gonna light the candle because it's
yeah. I was
7:30.
gonna say it's time. So
And
if you
I
have
was
your
really
candles,
sorry.
everyone, we're
You
gonna
guys,
light the candle for the new moon. I mean the full moon, to illuminate,
yeah,
to bring peace to the planet.
yeah. Karen, I know that's really hard. It took a lot to try and keep this dog, but he is at peace. He is at peace. That's a tough thing. So I have a blue candle here. I have the Reiki symbols on here, and I do while I'm carving it into the wax there. I have the whole intentions of everything I'm writing down there. My full moon water, I'm going to put on the windowsill. I'll hang this up. And then I have the copper all around like I always do, and I have the peacock ore in the middle. And I have I made some naan bread. I know Michael made some of this naan bread.
It's delicious.
Oh my God. It's so good. And it's so easy. It's,
You don't have
yogurt.
to buy bread. You can just it's simple.
I keep the dough in the refrigerator. It's good for like 3, 4 days. And I make one batch, like yogurt, flour, salt, and baking soda. No yeast, no kneading, no punching the dough, no apologizing to the dough.
I'm sorry.
You could put your like scallions in there stuff. And I have a little thing of honey with cinnamon in it for the Venus component there. And then I will eat that at a little part of the altar later. And when the moon comes out, I'll get some shots. But it looks like it's kind of streaky, cloudy, so we'll see. Yeah, Karen, you're welcome. He is at peace. You know you made the right decision. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's the worst. It's the worst.
There are hard. There are hard. There's
And you know what, and especially with that, you definitely there's that ability to sort of manifest that phantom kind of energy. Like it's so connected that it's a physical, right? And where you think, oh, did he just walk by? Or, that's real and that never goes away.
Mhm.
So it's just this like dense stuff that has left. But that bond, that's still there. That's always going to be there.
Right. It's kind of like the bond we have with our parents, even though they're not here anymore. When I think about my mother and father, it's actually even easier to
Yeah.
love them because you don't have to put up with the bullshit that you grow up with.
Yeah.
Whether it's them or you or a combination of that. I mean, and that's the problem with. I mean, if there's a problem with having an animal, is there's none of that. So when we have our feelings for our animals, it's so pure, and their energy is so pure for us that animals are teaching us how to relate to each other. Like we need to be like the animals instead of them be like us, which is very, very male and domineering kind of uh, fallacy, really.
Yeah. Karen, I got giblets when giblets had was born the same day as my cancer surgery. And I got him when I started chemotherapy, like 9 weeks later, 10 weeks later. So he was the dog that made me get up out of bed and walk in the morning and in the afternoon. So there is that thing. And he'll be 11 in June. And he's old man. I thought he was going to outlive me. He might still. I don't know. I never thought of him like passing. I thought I was not going to make it. And he was going to be, my kid's dog. And we're both still around. So, yeah, he's sweet. He's something. We'll talk about it in the morning when I do a time out with Giblets about him and his problems.
Oh, his problems. Oh, no. Well, guys, it's getting close to 8:30, and I think we're probably going to say our goodbyes. Yes, Sona?
Yeah. Yeah. And enjoy the full moon. Find some peace.
Yes.
Venus is all about that. And if you just say the word in your head or picture the word in your head, and, Venus is going to go direct in about 40 minutes. So it's out there waiting for
And
you.
this is a highly creative time. How I would suggest one of the best ways to do this full moon, and even this week ahead, because Venus is really powerful this week, is to be as creative as you can be, whether that be in the kitchen or artistically or just creative problem solving. Invoke Venus and she'll help you to find your way.
Yeah.
All right, dear. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for joining us. This has been it's been a real honor for us, I know.
Innocent Potato says, give Giblets Reiki. My 3 cats love Reiki. Giblets is a level 2 Reiki healer. He loves it too, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Yeah. Thank you, you guys. That was awesome. And I'll get some pics of this full moon.
Take care, everyone. Namaste.